cannot, we must not, we will not leave our citizens behind. We're going to be focused on jobs, economic vitality, and bringing Philadelphia back from this economic crisis. We're working every day to make this a safer city. Here in Philadelphia, we know how to get things done. We are sick and tired of being sick and tired about blight, deteriorated properties in this city.
Okay. Okay. Sorry to hold you up. Here today to make a fantastic award announcement and presentation. This is the Edward Powell Award for 2015. That is actually given and under the jurisdiction of the Board of City Trusts. And first and foremost, I want to thank our Register of Wills and the President of the Board of City Trusts, Ron Donatucci, and all of the Board of City Trust members. Can we please recognize them for their service? Under the trust, the Edward Powell Award is given every 4 years, and a panel is convened designated by the mayor of the city of Philadelphia. I had the great opportunity to ask Nicole Pullen Ross from Goldman Sachs, William Hunt from Augusta Westland, and Laura Sparks from the William Penn Foundation. Nicole Pullen Ross served as chair, and we want to thank all of our Edward Powell Award Selection Committee members for their work. Please recognize them as well. And another great leader who is with us, and we appreciate all of his support, and that, of course, is President John Fry from Drexel University. Please recognize President Fry. The Board of Directors of the City Trust has been an honorable custodian of this award, and I want to thank them for their dedication to acknowledging the impact our business community has on Philadelphia. This is now the second time during my tenure that I've had the pleasure of making this announcement. I also want to recognize previous Powell Award recipients and all of the qualified candidates for their significant contributions to Philadelphia's economy. Philadelphia's economy has much to be proud of. We've seen an increase in investment from large corporations and also in our startup community. We've experienced recent growth across the board: population, employment, and economic development. With that said, I am very proud to publicly announce that Jerry Sweeney, President, CEO, and Trustee of the Brandywine Realty Trust, as the 2015 Edward Powell Award recipient. Jerry, congratulations to you. I have to work with Jerry. You can't applaud yourself. But he got excited in the moment. Established in 1941 by Philadelphia manufacturer Edward Powell, the Edward Powell Award recognizes, quote, the person whose individual efforts and personal application to the commercial interests of the city of Philadelphia benefited the prosperity of the city of Philadelphia. Jerry Sweeney fits this criteria perfectly because he thinks big and is committed to design excellence in Philadelphia. Think about this. The Sierra Center, Evo, and the FMC Tower, also known as Sierra Center South, are all pioneering buildings. Sierra Green, the new green space between the two skyscrapers of Sierra Center South and the Sierra Center, is particularly exciting because it provides an oasis of calm in busy West Philadelphia, University City, and has unrivaled views of our great town. Jerry's firm, Brandywine Realty Trust, owns 51% of the trophy class buildings in Philadelphia. Trophy class is an unofficial designation for buildings that are industry leaders in every respect, like green systems, posh finishes, and landmark architecture. And that helps, of course, to attract and keep high-end companies in our city. In addition to attracting businesses to Philadelphia, Jerry is also working to bring residents to Market Street West with the development of 20th and Market and with future plans for the 2100 block of Market Street as well. Brandywine is also playing a role in the revitalization of Market East with their recent acquisition in that part of Philadelphia. The gaps in Center City are being filled in, and it's Brandywine that's responsible for that again. Jerry is not just a business person. He's a true public servant, deeply engaged in the Amtrak 30th Street Station master planning process, and has played a leading role in the development of the memorial at 22nd and Market Streets. Not surprisingly, Brandywine Realty was named one of America's 100 most trustworthy companies by Forbes magazine. Jerry, congratulations, and certainly to you and Jackie, your wife, and the 500 or so Sweeneys who are here with us this afternoon, those both in person and those who are spread out across the United States and halfway around the world. With that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, the 2015 Edward Powell Award winner, Jerry Sweeney.
Mr. Mayor, thank you very much. To the Board of Cities Trust, thank you very much for this great recognition. Nicole, to you and other members of the Selection Committee, thanks for all your great work and all you do for the city. Look, I've been very, very blessed in my entire life. I mean, I feel like I'm at a Sweeney Thanksgiving dinner here, but I've had the benefit of a wonderful family, my mother and father both here today, and that means a lot to me. Because they really taught myself and my brothers and sisters and now the next generation that the measure of a person is more what you give rather than what you take. It's what you invest, not what you reap. And that's been a key part of Brandywine. I mean, we started just 21 years ago. One of our major themes was to recognize that real estate, what we build, what we make, isn't really a finished product, but is really a bridge that we can build to improve our communities and our neighborhoods. So it's really, I'm very, very honored to receive this award. I'm really very humbled by it. I mean, Philadelphia has so many amazing men and women who lead the city and are engaged in it every single day, who keep Philadelphia on the ever path to improve and to meet our own potential. So to be recognized and to stand in the stead of an Edward Powell, who was a great philanthropist and businessman, and the previous award recipients is really truly a humbling experience, and I thank you all very much for coming. Thank you.
So don't go away. There's two parts to this. I only have one part. I think you may be aware of the other part, but there's an actual award, which I will give to Jerry in a second. A very fancy case. As well as there is a financial component to the award. I'll leave it to Jerry to discuss that. It is, as awards go, pretty significant. But for my part, I have a quite beautiful Edward Powell Award. I guess you call this a medal. And I wish to present this to you on behalf of the City of Philadelphia and the Board of City Trust. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You get a nice box to go with it.
Okay, it's a beautiful book.
Yeah, it's Hamilton. We've known each other for a while. We tease each other all the time. Are there any possible questions about this? No questions. No controversy with the Edward Powell Award? You want to talk about the completion date of Sierra South or anything like that? No? Okay. All right. Jerry, congratulations to you. Mom and Dad, thank you so much for being here. And on a more serious note, thank you so much, the family members, especially, of course, Jackie and the kids. Whether you're in elected office, appointed office in the government, or a very, very public person like Jerry Sweeney, it takes a lot of time to do the things that all of us do. And as I often remind public servants and their families, the public employee may be the one serving, but the family serves with the public employee. They're the ones that have to put up with, at times, the missed dinners and the shows and the sporting events and the other personal activities, because they're trying to do some other great things for other people. And so family is tremendously important, and oftentimes are not mentioned in the greatness of the success of the person who's being recognized. But this award certainly goes not only to you, Jerry, but to the family that lends us the quality of Jerry Sweeney on a regular basis. Dad, did you want to say something? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Voting choice. And those of us of his family, and those of us who have worked with him, have been inspired with the progress that he's made and the contribution that he's made to each of us.
Yeah.
So we thank you for that.
Congratulations. Yeah. Very good. Let me just say that, well, a couple of things. First, if this were an event where my family was here, and after that kind of accolade and introduction, if one of my family members stood up, I would be scared as hell, because it would probably be the rebuttal to, whatever had been said. So that's, but Jerry was not nervous in that regard when his father stood up. But more seriously, to your point, Mr. Sweeney, Jerry and I were just chatting in the cabinet room. No, in my office a few minutes before we came into the cabinet room. And so I'd ask you to think about this. Mayor Good's portrait is up on the wall, and many of us were around at that time. In 1984, going into 1985, as happens in Philadelphia, a city that loves debate and controversy, even when we agree, but there was no agreement about breaking what was then a gentleman's agreement, not a rule, not a law, not a regulation, that you could not build a building in Philadelphia taller than Billy Penn's cap. It was just a tradition. And in 1984, there was a great debate and controversy about whether or not that should happen. And ultimately, one person made the decision that we would move forward in this regard, and that was Mayor W. Wilson Goode back in 1984. And that first building, of course, was 1 Liberty Place, soon followed by 2 Liberty Place. And from there, the skyline of Philadelphia in Center City and in University City changed forever. But I want you to think about, in 30 years, the complete transformation of the skyline of this city, the incredible architecture, the jobs, and the economic activity, decided upon ultimately by one person who took a chance on this great town. And today, we could not imagine the city of Philadelphia without the skyline that we have today, and the great, great buildings, and the great, great work, and the great architecture, and the great thought that goes into those buildings, which Jerry continues that tradition. But just 30 years ago, none of it existed. Happens in an instant. We're glad you played a part in that. And thank you, Dad, for what you said. Thanks a lot.